Oh, hello. There we go. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Let's see. I have an appointment this afternoon, so I'm going to try to finish in exactly an hour. I'm going to do my best. Welcome one and all. Welcome all. Let's see. Oh, by the way, yeah. Oh, yeah, I did post a video this morning. Um Okay. I'm multitasking. One second. What did I do with that? Um, I was actually working on a thumbnail all the way up until the last minute. Thumbnails are a very creative process, and I don't use any software for mine. I actually make those myself, and sometimes it only takes me a couple minutes to come up with one, and sometimes it's a little more involved. And then you got to make sure it's the right size to fit. But anyway, I won't bore you with those details. But thank you all for being here. And let's see. Okay, that's interesting. Where did it go? Anyway, so let me alert our friends on the Twitter that we are here. And also, and then once I do that, I am going to get started. I'm going to make haste. Oh, there it is. Okay, excellent. Thumbnail found. Excellent. Love it, love it, love it. All right. Okay, so let me say hi to a few people. In the meantime, okay, there we are. Hello, Fancy Fancy, Alita Portraits, April May, Nubian Queen, Maria Rios. I'm sorry, Miranda Rios. Carolyn Baker. Hi. Who else do we have here? Robert Collins. Hi, welcome. Sherry Ware, TCC Son. Oh, let me cheat. Let me cheat. Hi, Mo Shannon. Marlene Clark. Uh, Lorna Williams, Church Nelly, Fancy Fancy Norma Campbell, Connie Balmer, Zenobia Wood, Sherry Ware, Linda, Lydia Washington. So much for me taking the shortcut. But anyway, thanks for being here. Okay, one last thing I need to do. I am so sorry. I was working up until the last minute. Well, as you know, some news came out this morning um, concerning the uh, Duchess Doolittle and Lazy Katie. So, um, yeah, let me do that. And oh my goodness. Okay. All right, that works. That works. That works. Mm, all right. Hello, Annie Bullard? Yes, hello. And Rachel Windley. Hi. Okay, yeah, I am stalling a bit, but give me a second. I'm almost there. Almost there. Just need to do one last thing and action. Okay. And up goes the slides. Oh, I got a good night's sleep for the first time in about a week, and I feel renewed. Okay. Yeah, I'm not muted. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. Martin Luther Cambridge strikes again. Yes, Martin Luther Cambridge strikes again. Um, you know what, guys? I'm going to spend a little time on him because I when I saw the thing with the homeless person or selling where he was cosplaying a homeless person, cameras in tow, I knew it was going to be some kind of big rollout for his birthday. I'm not saying that I'm some kind of clairvoyant or some kind of genius or something like that. We all pretty much know what the timing means when it comes to um, the Royals, and in particular the Cambridges. And so part of that diabolical plan was to create a new and improved or newly minted William for his 40th birthday. Um, and they did not disappoint. They did not disappoint. They I guess it's that new guy from the US, the one that worked from NBC, that has orchestrated this. But the devil is in the details. I mean, it's just, oh, thank you, Elaine Parker. Thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Happy Wednesday to you. Happy hump day, as a matter of fact, this Wednesday. Hello, Ivy here. Hello, Ivy. Welcome. Thank you for being here. I feel so much better now. I love when Ivy is in the house. Okay, Faith Manzini says, Baron, is there no one that tell Neil Sean story about Meghan and Harry, because he always says he has reliable source from where he gets information from. Faith, I never see him because I managed to not interested on him so many times that he never comes up in my feed. So I know that he was actually quoted by, oh, I don't know, was it the Express or one of those rags quoted him one day, just simply to have something negative to say, of course. But he seems to as though he's a reporter out and about. I think he's using a selfie stick or something like that. He has a very clever format that he uses where, um, at least when I have seen him before, like maybe as much as 6 months ago, it has been a long time, but I know he's very clever about the way that it gives him credibility that he's standing outside of Westminster Abbey, that he's standing outside of the I guess the parliament or whatever. Um, that gives him a lot of credibility because it makes people believe that he's this roving reporter, that he's in the field for some network or something like that. And it looks very believable, and it gives him all the credibility because he's out there on the streets of London. Um, but I don't know that there's anything that can be done. Um, it is working for him, and I know he gets a huge amount of views every time he loads something on his YouTube channel, but I don't know that anything can be done about it. The best I can say is just try to ignore him. But for those people who need to believe what he's saying, um, it seems to work. I mean, he hits the target almost all the time. Um, and mostly, I mean, let's face it, most of the royal reporters or the royal rodents, so much of what they do and so much of what they write is just simply guesswork. It seems like a plausible situation, a plausible storyline, and so people tend to believe whatever they say. And because nowadays, having a social media platform is almost as credible as coming from like a major network. I sometimes I wonder if it's only older people like myself that want to believe ABC and CBS and NBC, or the perhaps even the PBS. We want to believe them. Like one of the news sources that I think is so credible is 60 Minutes on CBS, which is so different from 60 Minutes in Australia. 60 Minutes in Australia is like tabloid news. 60 Minutes in CBS still has a great deal of credibility. One of the longest running television programs in history. It again and again, they always tell the most credible stories, the most interesting stories. But then when you look at um, 60 Minutes in Australia, now if I'm an American looking at that and I feel this way about the American 60 Minutes, then it can only serve to confuse some people to think, Well, I saw it on 60 Minutes. Yeah, they sound weird, but I saw it on 60 Minutes, so it must be true. Yeah, everything has kind of melted together. It's like a big melting pot of information, and it's hard to tell what's credible and what is not, especially for some people who may not be as sharp, for lack of a better word. Dolores Williams says Neil Sean used to work for the Australian Channel 10. I don't believe anything he says. He always has an unnamed source. Yeah, and isn't that the easiest thing to do is to just say, well, an unnamed source. I mean, any of us could do that. And if you say it often enough, people are going to believe everything you say. As a child of Windrush parents who experienced the racehorses firsthand, this is really making me angry, I would imagine you're saying. Thank you so much for your comment, everyone. Thank you, Lorna Williams. And anyway, so there you have it. Martin Luther Cambridge, surrounded by people of color. Do not miss any opportunity to project this image of being a very fair and impartial, very liberal minded. Martin Luther Cambridge, he is giving a sermon from the mountaintop, and notice he's holding a binder under his arm. He's got his speech all laid out. Oh, what a bunch of hooey. Lydia Washington says, is this his olive branch to Prince Harry and Duchess Meghan Baron? Maybe he has seen the light. He is Martin Luther Cambridge after all. Yes, he has seen the light and he is giving his sermon down from the mountaintop. Yes, perhaps he had a dream. Oh, when I saw that, I'm just like, oh my, I thought this was going to be like a very mild morning. I thought we could talk more about, some other things, but I just knew this was coming. I knew this was coming. I didn't know that he would go through such lengths. I'm not even going to pretend that I had any idea that he would appear at a event like this, but I have to say I'm not so surprised either because as they said, there was emergency crisis talks to try to figure out how to leverage a new image for the Cambridges going forward, especially after they lost half the Commonwealth. And so here it is. Here it is. They have finally found something that they can actually hang their hats on. So, okay. Let me see here. Black people need to wake up and stop being props. Oh, yeah. Tell me about it. Okay. But I have to say this, the lady with the Afro puff, is she working that outfit or what? Mama is sharp. I tell you, she is serving. Okay, let's just say that she's serving. I have to give her credit for the outfit because that she looks absolutely lovely. Faith Mazzini says, "Thanks, Baron. I was suspecting there was something leaking, someone leaking stories from Montecito. Um, well, I mean, it's really guesswork for the what do you call it, for the writers, the columnists, the tabloid people. It's a bunch of guesswork. They need to just put something together that sounds plausible, and for people who want to believe what they're saying, it is just so easy to hit your wagon to that. Thank you, TCC Son, for the super chat. Royal Sussex, please read Ivy's thread on Twitter. It's wonderful, and she gets Baldy on his lies. 17 tweets all connected together. Oh, I'm gonna have to check that out. You know what? I'm not the best with following anything on Twitter, even when they're for me. So I do apologize that I didn't see that, but Oh, it's like, I don't know if I'm following too many people or what, but I get a lot of stuff on my feed, and I totally missed that, but I will check it out. Thank you so much for, saying that, and I will check it out. And also, thank you for watching Royal Sussex, and thank you for being a member. Okay, let me go to this one here. Okay, so check it out. William sleeps rough for a night. Prince William spends cold night on streets of London with Center was that Center Point boss on role as patron of homeless charity. Well, and then you can see fast forward, it's almost like an insurance policy because when he's needed the most, that same person appears to let us know that his friend William is not that kind of person because, after all, we slept rough together. So, because he once slept rough with a black man, that means that he could not be a R word type of person, right? I mean, Prince William reminds us that he once slept rough with a black man, and that should prove that he's not the R word. So Abakin has known Prince William for more than 10 years and once slept rough with him. There's no way that doesn't sound weird. He speaks about their enduring friendship. Yeah, he does. I wonder if he's ever been on the royal helicopter. Let me see. Did Prince sleep with a black man? Yes, he did. He once slept rough with a black man. Yes, he was. Rough rider. Slept rough with a black man. One thing we know for sure is that he likes it rough. As evident by the way he was clawing at Mike Tyndall's back. It is so obvious, right? Really? Oh, now I'm really, really intrigued now. I am so intrigued by that. Uh, okay, you all have piqued my curiosity. Um, and I'm definitely gonna have to check that out. Let me see. A matter of fact, I'm looking for it right now. Uh, oh, I shouldn't because I'm gonna get off track here. But okay, so I have it set up so I can definitely oh, thank you so much for the Cash App. I won't say your name in case you use something different there, but thank you, GGT. Thank you so much for that. Greatly appreciate it. Okay, so Ivy has a pretty amazing sense of humor actually. Um and it's very subtle, but I love it. I love Ivy's humor. Uh okay, I'm still trying to figure out what is sleeping rough with a black man because I slept with several black men. What did I miss out on? Oh, Sean, I have no explanation for that. What happens on the streets of London with the future stays on the streets of London with the future, I would imagine. But oh, okay. So, in heading to today's ceremony, it just makes me wonder what mode of transportation did they use, because they have been notorious for being transported by humans. Yeah, I think it's a very green sort of transportation, and I would be remiss if I didn't bring it up. So that's why I'm bringing it up, because this is the same person who took such great pleasure with the idea that he was visiting one of the realms of the Commonwealth, and he found himself head and shoulders above everyone else around him. Just a reminder, I'm just saying, this is that same person, I believe, or persons, because don't forget, the Duchess of Cambridge was there. So there is a pretty long, storied history of the way the Cambridges have behaved around people of color. And so, as they try to move forward with this campaign of being, Martin Luther Cambridge and Coretta Scott worthless, I just want to make sure that we don't lose track or lose sight of where they have come from. And in their hearts, they are likely still those people, even though they have managed to come out with this very polished appearance at this unveiling of a statue to recognize the Windrush generation. So that was what I saw this morning, and I when I saw that, I was just like, "Oh, they're going for it, aren't they?" I'm looking through the Daily Mail right now to see if I can still find the story, and I know it's there. I know it's there. I'm not going to say somehow it disappeared. I know it is still. Oh, there it is. Prince William says he learned so much on Caribbean tour. Oh, this is a whole new one that just came out. That was branded tone deaf about how the past weighs heavily on the present. I mean, this is an all out campaign to elevate his profile. They are sparing no expense. That's why I can't find the other story. It's been bumped by this new one. They're going for it, you guys. They're going for it. And what's really sad is that there's a lot of people who are going to who are going to buy this. Um, oh man, yeah, there's a lot of people who are going to buy this, and it doesn't matter to them that it looks so obvious because just like with that going out to sell magazines for the homeless while wearing his Rolex, I've been told. I haven't actually seen it up close, but trust and believe if he was wearing a watch, it was probably a pretty nice one, whatever brand it was. But while he was out there on the street, he didn't give up all of the trappings of his privilege, obviously, because most homeless people, if they own a watch, probably wasn't wearing anything as flashy as that. So, interesting. And of course, let's not forget he had a reporter with him. Well, not a reporter, but a photographer. Here's another one of those things. It took him 40 years to figure out that well, let's not say 40 because they did manage to obstruct a bit of the portrait or painting with a lamp that otherwise would if you look at the photo, notice that it's not any type of symmetry between those two lamps. There's one off on a side table, and then there's an identical lamp right there in front of the painting, which lets you know that that was obviously a last minute decision to block a painting which is named Negro Page. So I'll say this: it doesn't exactly elevate the black person in the painting as being someone of high rank or importance, but he was obviously a favorite servant, and so instead of looking up to the master, it appears that there are other laborers for whoever the commissioned the painting that are on one side. But of course, to make him not seem as important, he's by himself holding the reins of a horse as opposed to being over there with the, for lack of a better word, other white people. So the painting is not exactly a triumph for humanity when it comes to black people, and I think at the last minute, rather than take it down, they decided just put a lamp in front of it and then just set up the cocktails and get out of here. So that appears to be exactly how that went. And of course, that showed a lack of respect for the first and only African American president of the United States and the first lady. A complete lack of respect. And what I hated about this event is that even though those are the friends of Harry, because of the ranking system, there was no way that Harry could actually visit with them without involving Will and Kate. There's the pecking order right there. So that's one of the reasons I'm glad that Harry left, is because in a situation like that, Harry does not he's not allowed to have friends to visit him without involving his brother and sister-in-law. And if you notice, it's as though along with the ranking system, there's Duchess Doolittle trying to have an intelligent conversation with Michelle Obama, who with her two Ivy League degrees, and there's William trying to have a conversation with a man who holds what is it? He's a professor of constitutional law. Those, and not to mention, he is the president of the United States. But yeah, so Harry was, segregated to the middle of this semicircle. It's very frustrating when I look at that. There's so many things going on in that room with Martha Luther Cambridge, and Coretta Scott Worthless that it gives me a headache. Okay. Oh gosh, you guys are coming in with these comments fast. Baron, when people got common sense, they know why William is going. I'm sorry, is supposed to be doing this to build his image. We're smarter than that, and it's still not going to work. Well, Dale Beeve, I hope, I hope people are smarter than that. But this is not for us. This is not for us. This is to shore up support for anyone who currently supports them and may begin to doubt. This is also a stunt so that when they do come to the United States and questions are asked by American reporters, I hope they can do a collage of images in the background when it's reported later. So, again, all of this stuff, let me go back where I started. All of this is just an insurance policy, just like this is an insurance policy. You never know. Notice how he just happens to have a photographer right there on the streets of London. And mind you, they're not on the ground yet. I don't know if there's any photos of them actually, you know, cuddled up together or on the ground, or fighting for warmth. As a matter of fact, the black man that he allegedly slept rough with, he doesn't seem to be. Look at his shoes. His shoes look pristine and new, right? William's shoes look more run down than his shoes. And one way you can tell that you are being hustled by someone that claims to be homeless, look down at their shoes. If their shoes look more expensive than yours, if their shoes are cleaner than yours, um, everything is not as it appears, okay? But look at how the light bounces off of those pristine shoes. Yeah, he slept rough with a black man. Right. Okay. Building his image. They have to build, but what's he's done to continue to do or continues to do, I don't think it will help. I hope they are doing this just for the UK. The US is not that stupid. Uh, like I said, it ain't for us. It is really not for us. This is to shore up whatever support that they already have. And so that when they do finally get over here, he just won't look so bad. This is an aggressive campaign, and although I was expecting this, the um, the amount of effort that's being put into it really catches me off guard. I'm very surprised at how strong they're coming out with this campaign. I want to know how long they can sustain this, because the Cambridges really don't like to work. Um, so there we have this one right here. Let me remove that so you can see. There. Will's fury at Meghan's bullying. Okay, so this was the headline to justify chasing them out of the country, originally chasing them out of Kensington Palace, and eventually chasing them out of the country. I mean, they were literally bullied out of the United Kingdom. He bullied his own brother using all the devices at hand, using all of the power. And it was never a fair fight. It was never a fair fight. He used all the influence that comes with his privilege to run his brother and his sister in law out of the country. And you know what? I'm not even going to throw in a ledge on that. That's what happened. That is what happened. They were bullied out of the United Kingdom using the full weight of the press, using the weight of the throne, using the future status of being a king of England. He managed to chase them out of there. And the fact that along the way, they have received numerous death threats, and the Duchess of Sussex even lost an unborn child. None of that can ever be forgiven. All of it is directly caused by this campaign of hate from several people, including the tabloid press. That is just a fact. That is a fact. They were chased out of the country. They weren't satisfied until they probably, I'm going to go on a limb and say there has probably been more death threats against the Sussexes than anyone else, especially for a given amount of time. I'm sure of that. I'm not even going to doubt myself on that because the same thing happened with the Obamas. Once there was a black president in office, then all of a sudden there were people who didn't even try to hide their identities to remind us that they would be willing to harm him and his wife and his family. And the fact that there were kids in the house with them, that meant nothing. That meant absolutely nothing. That's just the way it goes. Anytime there's black people involved, the amount of threats increase tenfold. So whatever, anytime they say, "Oh, but this has happened to Kate, this has happened to Diana," bull, bull. I cry bull. It has never been at this level before. It is that reaction of African blood that seems to set people's sensibility astray. They have no reason, they have no conscience when it comes to that. They will do whatever to strike against them. As that hate podcast said, that Archie is an abomination. Do you think they would have said that about the Cambridge kids? And so when people are, oh, well, you all are attacking the Cambridge kids. No, we were attacking the hypocrisy of it all. There was no attack on anybody's children. It's the hypocrisy, knowing full well that what is allowed for the Cambridges and their children could never happen I'm sorry, what is allowed for the Sussexes and their children could never happen to the Cambridges. Would never happen, could never happen. And if it did, there would be hell to pay. Thank you, Alma Andrews, for the super sticker. Happy Wednesday to you, and thank you for watching Royal Sussex. And thank you, Audrey Teschner, for the super sticker. And thank you ever so much for watching Royal Sussex. Happy Wednesday to you. But let's move on here. Oh gosh, I'm telling you, this just some worked for the Sussexes, most worked against them. Diversity matters. Well, there is the Mormon Tabernacle Choir, as I have referred to them, because when I was growing up, there was a lack of diversity whenever I would turn on the television and see them singing their hearts out. Not to mention the lack of rhythm, but I ain't gonna go there. But there was a lack of diversity. That was shady. But and then that one person of color is not even shoulder to shoulder with them. As I have said many times, by dissecting this photo, among others, he was brought in last minute. He was out there polishing the Range Rovers, and they were like, "Oh, let's go get what's his name and put him in the photo. He works here too, I think." And there he is in the back. He has to kind of tilt his head over just to be seen. I mean, they try desperately to conceal their lack of humanity, but they just can't. Kensington Palace, the official residence of Prince William, has refused to disclose the staff diversity figures, despite other royal households having now done so for the first time. Yeah, I see why. I can see why. There's good reason why they probably don't want to talk diversity, because there isn't any, and deliberately so. Piers Morgan and Prince William are being blasted for condemning R word attacks against English soccer stars in the wake of their treatment of Meghan Markle, right? We're supposed to just forget this. And this was not even a year ago. And we're supposed to forget that. Meghan Markle is trending after soccer match. She didn't attend. Prince William released a statement denouncing the R word taunts against English football players mere months after not supporting, rather, his sister in law. I'm about to say half sister in law, his sister in law in the same way. That's the same Martin Luther Cambridge. That's the same guy. But we're led to believe that suddenly he's had an epiphany and that he's a changed person, that he's seen the light. Imperialist colonizer Prince William ripped for blaming African population growth for wildlife loss. Even though Africa has more vast open spaces than all of Europe. I mean, they're per people, when you consider how many people they are per square mile or per square meter, Africa is almost untouched. There's vast wilderness there that has been untouched. And the places where there is infrastructure, where did it come from? It didn't come from Africans. It came from multinational companies that were sent there to extract the resources and share very little of the wealth with the indigenous population. That's where it came from. Prince William holds emergency crisis talk with senior aides after being rocked by the backlash against the royal tour of the Caribbean for being tone deaf to Britain's colonial past. You see there? That's when all of this started. Was right after the colonial cosplay tour. Prince William has renewed his attack on population growth in Africa, blaming it for destroying wildlife on the continent. So everything on the left side here happened before what happened on the right side. Not to mention that ridiculous statement that he made about we don't expect to see war in Europe. Who mechanized war? It was Europe that turned war into a mechanical slaughter machine. It was the Europeans. Nobody, nobody has ever drawn more blood than World War One and Two. And so for him to say, "Oh well, we don't expect to see this here," seriously, there's never been anything as worse as the First and Second War ever. And then, of course, after that uh, statement about Africa, what did he do? Well, the same thing he did today. Huh? Where is it? The same thing he did today. Uh, quickly, see if we know some black people. Yeah, get them over here. Get them over here. The exact same thing, right out of the Cambridge playbook. Surround yourself with as many black people as possible. The one thing I'll say about Prince Charles is Prince Charles, at the very least, has some long term relationships from over the years. Even by the time he was 40, albeit a bit, uh, I guess, murky or cloudy, or how do I put it, shady. At least he has built relationships over the years. There are people who actually know him. The people that Martin Luther Cambridge surrounds himself with, they're so surprised to be there. They are so surprised to be there that he even bothered to take the time. The Cambridges do not maintain relationships. They'll start them and then they're just over until they need a photo op. And that's just the case. Will's grief and anger over Harry. Let's look at these headlines. Will's grief and anger over Harry. All of this is angling for the Tour de America. Raging Will is mourning over ruined relationship with Harry. And why is it ruined? William thinks Harry has been sucked into an alien world, and Kate was massively disrespected on Oprah. As the prince turns 40, his closest friends give Rebecca English the most intimate portrait. Don't you mean another intimate portrait ever of our future king and his family rifts? So he's trying to, here they are trying to blame Hollywood, right? Anytime that happens, the term alien means after all, and Megan's a Hollywood actress, and there's aliens with cameras in their pockets, and there's probably a Netflix crew that follows them around. That's what that article is saying, is that there's aliens with cameras in their pockets. There's a camera in Archie's juice box. They have glossy 8x10 photos of the queen visiting with the children. I mean, no matter how ridiculous, that's what we're supposed to believe. But these headlines are designed to pave the way for the Cambridge's trip to the United States. They want to try to win back the popularity that has been lost because of the vicious and malicious way that they treated the Duchess of Sussex. And they're trying to insulate themselves from Andrea Mitchell or any other journalist that might ask some very serious questions. They want to be able to reach back into the pile of events and find certain things to say, oh, well, you know what? What about the time? Or, this is incredible that they are literally trying to catch him up to his father at this point. This is what it's about, is he's trying to portray himself as a meddlesome Prince Charles who may not get it right all the time, who may kind of flirt with politics, but he's standing on principle. That's what this is. Because Charles is known for being meddlesome. Charles is infamous for having written letters to people that he should not be in contact with because of his role, but yet he does it anyway. And so, no matter how much you criticize him, you do have to concede that at least he took a stand. And that's what this is. They want to say that at the very least, that Martin Luther Cambridge, at least he took a stand from the mountain top as he shouted down into the valleys, uh, free my people, free the Windrush people. That's the impression that we're supposed to get from this, is that all of a sudden he can't sleep at night because his principles are eating away at him. All right. So then there, of course, is this. Prince William plans palace revolution to modernize the monarchy. Duke of Cambridge holds crisis meeting with aides after string of public relations blunders during tour of the Caribbean. And so, of course, there's that, along with the letter that was wrote that somehow got lost in the mail for what, a year and a half. How long had that been lost in the mail before his widow finally got the letter from Kensington Palace? Obviously, people at Kensington Palace, they don't know how to post things so that the purpose of the letter is lost because they can't find it. They don't know how to post things. This is something they're not. Come on, give me a break. They know what they're doing. The letter was never sent. The letter came along when it was convenient for William. William and Kate choose their new home. Cambridges will move family into a humble 4-bedroom Adelaide cottage in Windsor with no live-in staff, as the royal couple insists on nothing too showy or anything that needs renovating. renovation or renovating. Well, when you have four homes, and then you buy a home that was just renovated about 5 years ago, I mean, it's like having a 5-year-old car. It may not be the newest technology, but it ain't too far behind. I'm pretty sure it includes stainless steel appliances and all the other trappings of country living. Who are they talking to? Again, none of this stuff is for us. None of this is for us. William, I'll end the era of never explain. Call me Harry. Just call me William, right? Just William and Kate. See the competition there? They are in this to win it. They do not plan to go down without a fight, and they're not going to come to the United States without putting their best, um, I guess, well, I almost it sounds weird to say this, but without putting their best civil rights leader foot forward, because that all of a sudden they're civil rights leaders. They are oh, by the way, today's Royal Sussex was brought to you by Cambridge Curl, no lie, royal relaxer. So next time you want to relax your hair, I'm sorry, next time you want to relax your hair, try Cambridge Curl. This is another one of Stephen Black's creations. Stephen Black sent me this last night, but I couldn't wait to share it with you guys. Yes, it is one of the best no lie relaxers available. It's called Cambridge Curl, brought to you by today's sponsor, Cambridge Curl. So, it is a right royal blowout kit, isn't it? I told you guys that Lord Nappyhead was a retired S curl model, didn't I? And you guys thought I was just pulling your chain. But thanks to Stephen Black, who did a bunch of research, he was able to go back in the vast archives of advertising, and he found one of Lord Nappyhead's old campaigns. And of course, that is the Cambridge curl. So and thank you, Stephen Black. I was getting a little bit too frustrated, so I needed to come down from that a bit, and so this helps out a lot. So anyway, I have been talking up a storm. I want to open this up before I go to some of your live comments. So I am going to and again, I need to try to get out of here in an hour so I can go to my appointment. Because you know how it is when you try to get another appointment, they act like it's impossible. So let me do that. And please try to keep your comments to a minute or less. And let's bring some more voices in on this one because I am very, very frustrated. So 1 minute or less if you feel like talking. Thank you, Persephonis, for the super sticker. And thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. Let me drink some water. My throat didn't got dry. I've been talking a mile a minute. But this is so glaringly obvious what the Cambridges are doing. I am getting very, very frustrated. Also, I think I have another set of slides that I need to bring up. So let me do that in the meantime. But okay, go on, Miss Ronnie. 1 minute or less. Tell us what you're thinking.
I think it's great. Cambridge curl for today's modern race baiter. Did I do it? Was that a minute or less? Did I do it? Baron, love the show. Love you, squaddies. Hit that like. Hit that like. Okay, I'm out.
All right. Thank you, Miss Ronnie.
God bless you.
Oh, man, that was good. Cambridge curl for today's modern race baiter. Ah. You get swirls, swirls, curly your curls with Cambridge curl for today's modern race baiter. Oh man, that could be a commercial, couldn't it? You get swirls, curls, curly curls with Cambridge curls for today's modern race baiter. Cambridge curl is a no-lie royal relaxer. Oh, Miss Ronnie, you broke it up for that one. You have turned the party, girl. Oh, but you guys, we need to laugh because they are pulling the stunt right now. And let me see. Mo Shannon, 1 minute or
But you
less.
guys
Go
need
for
to
it.
laugh because they are pulling the stunt right now.
And please turn your
And
sound down.
let me see. Mo Shannon, 1 minute or less. Go for it. Laugh because they are pulling the stunt right now. And please turn your sound down. Let me see.
All right, go for it.
You gotta let your soul glow, baby. Let it shine on through. You gotta let your soul glow, baby.
Okay, come on. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that was Mo Shannon. You all have got this ad campaign for this hair care down. Thank you so much, Alicia Gajardo. Thank you so much for the super sticker. Boy, I think I messed your name up. But greatly appreciated. Happy Wednesday to you, and thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. Okay, come on, somebody else. 1 minute or less. Do you want to add to this ad campaign? Or would you like to yeah, look at that. You got some applause, Mo. But otherwise, let me bring up the rest of my slides. Ooh, look like I'm gonna get out of here in less than an hour. I mean, well, in a little over an hour. Okay, there we have it. So Maria Wolf says, I blame all the organizers of this Windrush monument unveiling to allow these blankety blanks to hijack this sacred moment to gaslight black people. Um, yeah, that appears to be the case. I mean, um, yeah, okay, that's what I had. Oh, and down there at the bottom right, it says Prince William's awkward laugh after Villa footballer was stopped by police. I didn't hear about that one, but apparently some people are of the opinion that there was some type of awkward laugh from William when he heard about the news or whatever. Hmm. I'm gonna have to look into that one. I've never heard that one before. Is William and Kate planning a visit to Harlem as his great grandmother, the late Queen Mother, when she visited the hotel? You mean to tell me the Queen Mother went to the Hotel Teresa? I never heard that before. Oh, that's interesting. Huh, okay. I didn't know about that. But you know what? I'm pretty sure that whatever happens, there's going to be a lot of black people involved for the worst possible reasons. I have a mixed nephew who has much straighter hair and better nose than nappy hair does. Nappy head, Lord Nappy Head, of course. Thank you, Classy LaCroix, for that. Let me see. Sheila James, you say, and the joint KP birthday bash at Windsor in envious reaction to Lily's birthday party at Frogmore, Windsor. Lots of pictures of Zara's child birthday party. Also, in envious reaction to Lily's birthday party. I didn't know that they had any other birthday parties. But no doubt, well, one of the ways that Louis the was it the Louis the 14th, or which was the Sun King, the one who had cherubs and statues and paintings and images of children all over Versailles. one of the ways to perpetuate power is to use children. So it is a very classic move. And I know one of the French kings couldn't get enough of images of children and infants all over the place to insinuate some type of youth for himself. So it is a very classic ploy. I believe that all of this is for attention. Meghan and Harry has been trending, or what a week for well, okay, or what a week. And he's trying to get in on the action. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. Well, of course, this is in competition of the Sussexes. They have to appear to be as relevant as possible by the time they get here. Now, Mashar says Princess Diana visited Harlem too. I remember that because Diana had on the same color as the lady that greeted her and toured her around the facility, whatever it was. I bet Willie will visit there too. Diana went to a black lady's home, but Willie, I bet Willie want Will Willie. I bet. Okay, that sounds weird, but thank you so much for that, Marshar. Did you hear about the fundraiser? Yes, and that they didn't get any money. That they were trying to raise $40,000 for William's birthday, and came up with a big fat zero. Thank you so much for your comment. Okay, right here it says Kensington Palace did an awful lot of leaking on Harry and Meghan. This is in the Express. And what is the date on that? I think this is new. Um, Claims royal commentator. Kensington Palace. No, I don't think it's new. No, it's from November 25th, 2021. Kensington Palace involved in an awful lot of leaking about Prince Harry and Meghan. Royal commentator Robert Jobson has claimed. Yeah, you know what? Sometimes Robert Jobson, he just throws it out there. I'm serious. He will just throw it out there. Prince William and Kate's royal household, Kensington Palace, has been alleged to have been behind an awful lot of leaking concerning the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge. Uh, Royal expert Robert Jobson uh, told Australian news outlet Sunrise that briefing on Prince Harry and Meghan Markle had particularly come from Kensington Palace, which, of course, goes right back to the calls are coming from inside the house. There you have it. It comes right back to the calls are coming from inside the house. And so, as Dan Wooten said, it's much easier to blame anything uncomfortable on the R word rather than address the fact that the negativity towards them is coming from within the royal family. Oh, I hate him. He makes me sick. Do you hear me? Sick! He makes me sick. So, on the one hand, you have Meghan Markle keeps boxes of hand warmers around her home, which she gives to her security guards when it gets chilly. Meghan Markle organized an ice cream party for the Kensington Palace staff. But on the other hand, Palace staff mocked Meghan as Harry's showgirl and Duchess different bombshell new book, blah blah blah. And then on the other one here, you see Meghan Markle's nickname is the Degree Wife by senior royals, who claims her marriage will only last 3 years. So it was a tale of two Megans. There was the actual Meghan, which I believe to be the one on the far left, and then the other two is some type of characterization that was created by the haters. So okay. Meghan Markle is demanding to see evidence Buckingham Palace finds in its bullying investigation. Royal Family Live, Meghan fans slam firm bullying lies over plot to silence Duchess. Well, when you see something like Meghan's fans slam firm, they're talking about us. They're talking about the Sussex squad. No doubt about it, they're talking about the Sussex squad. Only the Sussex squad is capable of bringing enough heat to this situation uh, that they will actually mention fans, but they won't say Sussex squad. But you all know who they're talking about. Now, right here, this is Jason Knopf. He submitted the bullying complaints against Meghan Markle. He also passed her private letter to her dad, to the tabloids, and as William and Kate's special advisor, he has now been promoted to CEO of William and Kate's charity. And on the other hand, Jason Knopf, also a close friend of Dan Wooten of The Sun, Dan Wooten outed himself as having tried to blackmail Harry and Meghan allegedly. How I really broke the news of that situation and gave Harry and Meghan 10 days warning to handle the situation before we publish in the Sun, plus my view on why the Sussexes are becoming professional victims. I can imagine how he would say it, professional victims. Anyway, that's like a tale of those two that are actually friends from college. Those are actually college chums, and as I say, they have a lot in common. If Megan really wanted to fight for the truth, she would come to court, and in a land of liberty, judges who are not awed by royalty or cherish a press free press would allow a trial. So this is where they were trying to coerce the Duchess into the courtroom or set up some scenario where she would go to the courtroom. But guess what? Meghan Markle is demanding to see evidence. She wants to see the evidence. If she wants to see the evidence, then that means she's willing to risk a trial. I believe that means she is willing to risk a trial to clear her name. But of course, there is not going to be a trial because of by attaching the queen to it, as they have, and by using a certain type of language that kind of says his opinions rather than facts, and that people felt a certain way, then there's no way that they could actually make a case out of it to go to court unless they have a finding from the investigation. And by them putting it on the shelf, then that means that the Duchess of Sussex will forever have this cloud of doubt over her head, courtesy of the institution that would not protect her in the first place. So essentially, they are still stabbing her in the back and claiming that they're trying to protect her. They are using this investigation as a way to disparage her and to humiliate her, whilst at the same time not exactly resolving the situation. So that is something that is just going to linger. And if it ever sees the light of day, it will probably be because of Charles or William. At some point, either of them will have the authority to bring this back out in the open. And if you know anything about the courts and the law in Britain, I have seen him go way back in time over stuff that happened as though there's no statute of limitations whatsoever. I'm always surprised by that, but yeah, they will investigate stuff that happened decades ago, and and have a whole big press circus going on about it. So hello, Tabitha. Let me see. Prince Harry and Meghan's name mentioned more than any other royal since Queen's Jubilee celebration, meaning the couple is more popular. Yes, and definitely more relevant than anyone else in that family. Trust and believe. Okay. And Valerie says the institutions showing themselves as evil. Yes, absolutely. They are showing their evilness. Okay. Well, since no one else wants to comment, oh, let me make sure that was the end of. Now, if the investigation had found that Meghan bullied someone, then she could sue, which is exactly why the investigation about uh, HR processes and Meghan wasn't interviewed or allowed to participate. In an HR investigation where the accused isn't interviewed is a PR stunt. Well, that seems to be very accurate. I would say that's true. If they don't want to investigate the accused, then it's a PR stunt. And that way it just lingers, which is what I just said. Okay. And Prince William must learn from Harry. And this is from, oh, let me see. Is it Kahind? Is it Kahind Andrews? I can never get that name right. Anyway, you may remember him because I showed a picture of him and Dr. Shola. But basically, you can go and find that in Newsweek if you like. But basically, he's saying that the institution is old and inadequate, and the only way to move toward modernity is to embrace Harry and Meghan's post royal duty life, meaning that instead of using all the pomp and circumstance, instead of wearing the uniforms and trying to be so grand, to get down on their eye level type of communication with people, as opposed to being up on the high horse and doing the parades and stuff. So anyway, it's a good read. Go and find it on the Newsweek. And there he is with Dr. Shola. Dr. Shola looks absolutely beautiful there. You know, I go on and on about this photo, but Dr. Shola, her skin is just gorgeous. Look at how smooth her skin is. It's like the Diva chocolate. Absolutely gorgeous. Hey, Dr. Shola. Anyway, did y'all see Dr. Shola's picture? She looks beautiful, right? Uh, okay. And then there's this copy Kate strikes again. Kate Blazer was bought before Meghan turned up in The Hague in her Valentino, but Kate went out and bought a pair of wide leg trousers to copy Keen. So yeah, she didn't have the wide leg trousers before. She did have the white suit, but she had never wore the big leg pants before, and so that she could look and identify more with the Duchess of Sussex, she decided to. I mean, how tacky is that? Uh, how tacky is that? So she had the blazer, but she went out and bought the pants so that she could, take it to the next level to look more modern. Yeah, she did that. Okay, that's it. And that's it. So it is 1 hour and 10 minutes. I need to go to my appointment. And I am sorry to be so brief and to take off like that. And thank you, Pedo. I know Pedo uh, went about an hour and she didn't realize she was on so long. And then she took off kind of quick. I really hate that happened because she was on a roll, and I probably would have pushed my time back if I didn't have an appointment this afternoon. So I do apologize. That could not be helped. But I am going to look for. Oh, by the way, let's give thanks to our faves, our queen of everything, Queen Doria, and our queen of hearts, Princess Diana. And then I am going to look for a last comment of the day. Uh, oh, thank you so much, Mo Shannon. I think it was kind of rushed, but I'm so sorry I could not help that. Oh, yeah, thank you so much. Thank you. I silenced my phone. And all right. Thank you so much, Elaine, TCC Son, Almer Andrews, Audrey Teschner, Margarita Taylor. Thank you so much for Margarita Taylor, you've been a member for 5 months. Thank you for that. And so the rest of those, of course, are super chats and super stickers. And then there are some additional super stickers, which includes Persephone's, Alicia Gajardo. I hope I got that right. And Rachel Windley, Burrow Brown. I didn't even see that. Thank you so much. Oh, that was from 2 days ago. Thank you. Under. All right. Thank you so much for that, Sherry Ware. And of course, thank you, moderators, for doing a fabulous job as always to keep this a safe space. Uh, okay. Let's see. Okay. Oh, and by the way, for those people that have been keeping me updated on some information that they thought I should know about, thank you so much. That goes a long way to help this channel's success, and I really do appreciate it. Let me see. Diana Ware says that PR stunt is going to explode in all their faces one day. Well, I just hope when they get here. Oh, thank you so much, Ivy. I just hope when they get here that people will ask some tough questions and that they, and you know what? Just apologize. They have done the absolute worst, and they really need to apologize. Between the two of them, William and Kate, there's no doubt about it that anytime you'll see someone like Robert Jobson pretty much go on the record and say, "Yeah, that's what happened." Um, they owe a huge apology for the stuff that they've done. Let me see, where is that quote from Robert Jobson? But yeah, they really do need to apologize. And I'm not even saying that that will make amends, but um, they've done some treacherous stuff, no doubt about it. The Cambridges, hot-headed William, who's always incandescent with rage, um, obviously targeted his brother and his new wife, and you know, from there, that means that the children became targets of the hate campaign that was in some way or form developed at Kensington Palace. No matter how things are leaked from Kensington Palace, there is one person who is the ultimate authority of everything there. And rather than taking the side of his brother, he decided to come out as furious with the Duchess of Sussex for the way she treated the staff. So whatever happened or did not happen, you took the side allegedly of the staff as opposed to supporting your brother and his new wife, even though you'd rather investigate her as having been a bully rather than investigate the staff as the ones that were actually the perpetrators. And it just seems as though the woman of color was targeted and branded the angry black woman as opposed to digging deeper to discover whether or not this staff that you didn't exactly grow up with, but this staff at Kensington Palace, there's no way possible that these people that do not share her background and look nothing like her, it's no way possible that they could have been the perpetrators, right? Wrong. That shows a lack of intellectual curiosity and just plain stupid, arrogant. So yeah, that bothers me. That is going to bother me. Um, we're not done with this subject. I'm definitely going to talk about this again tomorrow. So thank you, everyone. And last word of the day. Um, yeah, they are too full of themselves to apologize. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, ooh, I'm mad. But I am still very angry about that. But yeah, so let's go today's sponsor again. Thank you, Stephen Black, for that. We needed a laugh because, yeah, this is like my new favorite thing. Today's episode is brought to you by Cambridge Girl. Cambridge curl, no lie, royal relaxer. Guests of the Oprah Winfrey Show stay at Omni All Suite Hotel, just footsteps from Michigan Avenue. Okay, you guys, thank you so much. I am going to take a last comment, and then we're going to Ginger Avenger ourselves out of here. Um, Thank you, Fabi Barron. Let me see. Hi, Anastasia Isabella. Where did you go? Uh, okay. Okay, somebody give me a last comment of the day. Anybody? Uh, Come with me and you'll be in a place full of incandescent rage. Is that from Willy Wonka? Come with me and you'll be in a palace full of incandescent rage. You know what? That's the last comment of the day. Thank you so much. Okay, cute Ginger Avenger. Okay, you guys got an appointment and I got to get out of here. So thank you for